Hey YouTube, listen, I've gotten really sick of the coverage I'm covering on this whole Prop 8 federal court case, which is the most important court case the gay rights movement has ever had. I don't see it anywhere. Now, if you go on CNN, you actually type in gay on the search site, you can find things. And the same thing goes for all the networks. It's definitely not a number one coverage thing for even the United States. I understand Haiti, very important, but for the United States, this should be our number one political. Even if I click on politics, I don't get anything. So I got sick of it. I really want to mention the Christian networks aren't covering this at all. 700 Club, Focus on the Family, CBN News, none of it. Not one comment. Obviously, they're not going to. So, fuck them. I'm going to do it myself. And the way I'm doing this, because they won't put it on YouTube, is I had to read hours of transcripts of the trial. And I got these off PDFs from Acrobat Reader. Damn. And they're word for word typed. It's insane. But I wanted to take you through it. And I'm not going to take you all the way back to the first day, because this is not important. This is coming from the 6th day, and on our side, and by that I mean the gay side, we have Mr. Herrera, and the first person he brings to court is Mayor Jerry Sanders. And for those of you who don't remember, you can look him up on YouTube, made a powerful statement before allowing gay rights to pass in California, where he said he was not going to pass it. And he was running on a Republican ticket, and he thought he was not going to make it into the next election, but he did. And he's now the second term mayor there. The guy's record is like reading a textbook for a successful career. He started out as a lieutenant policeman and went all the way through his years. About every 4 years he got a promotion until finally becoming chief of police, retiring, and then going into public office as mayor approximately 9 years later. So the guy's a success story. And in this trial, he is just brought on by Mr. Herrera, who wanted him as a witness in the first place, and I can see why. It was to show that prejudice was the heart of why he thought civil unions and gay marriage were equal, and why he almost signed it into, why he almost vetoed the bill that came across his desk that would have said it was equal. Would have made it so that civil unions were okay and marriage was never going to be allowed. By him, anyway. It was amazing. He didn't sign. And so it went forward. And that was basically his whole statement. It's long, and a lot of questions to it, but it's very passionate because his one daughter's a lesbian, and he was sharing how their relationship was more like a shadow. You know, she followed him everywhere and did everything he did, and I could just see all the arguments of, if you don't spend more time with your father, then you're going to become a lesbian, or trying to find that. It's a bunch of bullshit. And it's amazing what he was saying about his love for his daughter, and his daughter even told him that it was okay if he vetoed the bill because she thought it would be better for him to be mayor if he was a good mayor. And she thought that this was literally going to end his career. And he actually stopped there with the pen in his hand. Hours later, sitting at his desk, he was explaining this, thinking to himself, my daughter is teaching me and trying to protect me. I'm supposed to be protecting her. And so he didn't sign. It's amazing story. And of course, the Mr. Cooper of the, I'm going to call them the hating side, rebuffed when his turn came, and said that he started asking him all kinds of questions about basically like trying to ham his record to make it not look so good, and that was impossible, so that kind of gave up. And then he was asking, are you sure it was prejudice? And now that you've become this helper of gays, now your whole momentum, he's trying to say, has been pushed into helping only the gay community, and only the gay community, and only the gay, you've become prejudiced yourself. And the guy's like, look, I help all groups. This is just one now that also has to be protected. And as a police officer, I saw from the 1970s onwards, which means he was there with Harvey Milk, he saw all this. Great, they had to wear whistles around their neck, the gays, to blow, because the police weren't going to come and help them. So they would blow these whistles and everybody would rush out and try to save their lives, or from being beaten to death. I mean, this is real issues. And so it goes on, and the lawyer's like, well, you're trying to be prejudiced and everything else, and the guy's like, yeah, okay. And just sounded so silly. And he says, you also sat down with the Republicans of the cabin Republicans, or something like that. I can't remember what the hell it is. Apparently they're gay Republicans, and I know about them. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Something cabin Republicans. Log cabin Republicans, that's what it is. And after being questioned again by Mr. Herrera, Mr. Herrera asks him, isn't it true that the Log Cabin Republicans, there are 4 members in your area? And he's like, yes, that's true. And isn't it true that the Log Cabin Republicans actually have almost no say in the Republican Party? Yes, it's very true. And he's like, and didn't you also go to 75 other conventions in the Republican Party that had nothing to do with the gays? Yes, it's also true. 75, but he just pointed out this one with has 4 people in it. This is what I'm talking about. And I hope this gets through so fast. Oh my god. The next person they brought out was, I don't know. I can't find it. Oh my god, do you have any idea how much information this is? Oh man. Oh, okay. So then the next person they brought out was a child psychologist, and he's written all these books, and he's done all this data and everything, and it's insane how much this guy's information points to the fact that being gay, being lesbian, in marriage does not affect any other marriage. He was the lawyer was just pounding this guy. This Cooper guy was just pounding him, saying, the Netherlands proves that the gay marriage will destroy marriage over time, and he brought out all these charts from 1994, and just showed chart after chart after chart after chart after chart after chart, and it's more math than I can accumulate in my little brain. And even the judge stopped him like 7 or 8 times, saying, I lost you in the numbers, I lost you in the numbers, different ways he said it. And the guy kept going back and saying, okay, well, this. And of course the expert wasn't lost in the numbers, he just kept going and nodding. And what was really interesting is Boyce, he's the other lawyer on our side, was just letting all this go into evidence. Absolutely, let it go into evidence. And I found that suspicious. I was like, no. Most of the time, lawyers fight over what's going into evidence and what's not going to evidence, and why is he just letting all this go by? But I'll explain that in video part 2.